Peace out. Let me know if you guys think I should make an ASMR YouTube channel. It could be fun. In my absence, I have not been living under a rock. I have seen that the Canon C80 just got announced and it's going to be releasing very soon. So I thought, why don't we take a look at some test footage and see if this camera is right for you. Hey guys, what's up? It's Rigo with Grizz Media, and today we're taking a look at the Canon C80. As a fellow C70 owner, it was very surprising and also really exciting to see that Canon has kept this really under wraps. There hasn't been really any rumors about it. We never saw any announcements about it. It just kind of came out of nowhere. And today we're going to be covering it, and I'm really excited to dive into the specs as well as to see if I could be upgrading from my C70 or if I should hold out a little bit longer. If you guys don't know who I am yet, my name is Rigo. I'm a photographer and videographer based on Los Angeles, California. And on this channel, we teach you the tools that you need in order to think like a filmmaker. Now, one of the essential parts about being a filmmaker is having the right gear. So that's what we're going to take a look at today. Always taking a look at when there's a new camera coming out, how to determine if it's the right camera for you. There's a couple things I like to keep in mind of when looking at a new camera to see if it's right for me. One is the battery life. 2 is the stabilization in the camera. 3 is the user accessibility. 4 is the price, and 5 is the ergonomics. So let's take a look at the first one, and let's take a look at the new C80 and check out what kind of specs we're looking at here. The Canon C80 is coming in with a full frame 6K BSI CMOS sensor, recording at a maximum of 6K at 30 frames per second with 12-bit cinema camera light. It can also output at XHEVC. It can also export at XF HEVCS, XF HEVC, XF AVCS, as well as XF AVC. In terms of stabilization, it has a normal 5-axis stabilization and combined with IS as well as optical IS, depending on the lenses that you decide to use. So unfortunately, the camera is going to come in with 2 SD card options that you could use relay recording as well as dual recording. I would have preferred if they came out with a CFast card, since those would allow you to record at higher frame rates as well as higher resolutions. But I think Canon saved that exclusively for the C400. This does picture the new version of the dual pixel autofocus that is already going really well for most of the cameras, but the technology that you would see on the new R1 as well as the R5 II will be shown on the Canon C80. For dynamic range, we're looking at 16 stops of dynamic range in Canon Log and Canon Log 3. They did include the mini vents that are found on the R5C, which means that this camera is water resistant, not waterproof. So I feel that won't really be an issue, since most of the Canon cameras really come well sealed and they provide great ergonomics for outdoor recording. According to the reports that I've seen, the C80 also has a better hinge as well as a better screen on the back. There's also a brand new triple base ISO system within the raw options. What this means that these are ISO points that you will have the most minimal amount of noise in and have the most dynamic range for. So the 3 ISOs that are in the Canon C80 are going to be 800, 3200, 12,800. Which is going to be great. Having a full frame sensor as well as this 12,800 ISO range is going to make it great for shooting in low light. The camera also looks like a C70, but it looks like it's going to be a little bit bigger and kind of fits the body of an R3. Now this is the midpoint between the C70 and the C400, which is Canon's new flagship cinema camera. So the C80 fits right in the middle, especially in terms of price. Getting all those specs out of the way, what's like the most important thing to look out for when you're looking for a new camera? One thing that stood out to me when I was reading all these specs was that this is a full frame 6K sensor. It seems like Canon is trying to upgrade the cameras, but I do think that they could have gone with 8K, since the R5C, which came out 2 years ago, already has an 8K sensor, as well as the new R5 II. They could have just put an 8K sensor on the C70, so I'm not sure why they did that. Being a full frame camera and moving away from Super 35 is going to allow for even better resolution and even better depth of field when you're looking into your footage. While using the C70, I've grown actually accustomed to using a Super 35 sensor, and I don't mind using it, so having full frame is an even better option, and I do like the way it looks on the R5C, which I'm recording on right now. Most of the button layouts are the same, as well as the same battery grip, so you're going to have the same great battery life that comes with the C70, as well as all those adjustable buttons. Having the new generation of dual pixel autofocus, however, is going to be a massive game changer, and I do think I feel like that will be one of the major trademark points that people are going to take when they try to switch over to this camera. The 6K, the full frameness, the autofocus, as well as the ergonomics with an RF mount, and there's already a lot of lenses coming out for the RF system. Let's take a look at some footage and see how it does in DaVinci Resolve. Files that we downloaded online from the C80, and we will change the frame rate and resolution. So here we are. Okay, so here we have some footage here. It looks like it's in log. which is really good. And so we're just going to put it into DaVinci Resolve right now and just see how it plays out. It's taking a little bit to load. Here we have, this looks really beautiful right off the bat. I'm zooming in at about 200%, and this is what it kind of looks like right here. So you guys can see that pretty clearly. It looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks really good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to color grade this a little bit and see just how it works with different couleurs. So you guys can hear some of the audio. Okay, I wonder if this can be slowed down to 60 frames per second. Okay, so here we have another one. Here we have some more footage. So we're just kind of looking at the footage. Okay, so first of all, it looks like this is a race with trucks, which is already pretty cool as it is. I just wanted to say that out loud because I look pretty dope. So here we go. Okay, and here we have just a crowd watching. Nice zoom in right there. Here we can get an here we can get an example of how the autofocus is on the C80. So let's take a look. Okay, so I kind of just want to analyze this real quick. So it looks like this is an autofocus, and you guys can see, we're gonna go frame by frame, just how quickly when he zoomed out and transitioned here, we can see that autofocus is already in action. That's pretty fast, if I do say so. It already focused on this young lady right here, and we can kind of see the blurred image of the full frame. That usually comes with full frame at an open sensor, but that's kind of fine as it is. All right, so we kind of got an idea, and that kind of leads me to believe that this was in autofocus as well. Yeah, that was probably an autofocus. Most likely this was shot in autofocus as well. Let's go into the color page and let's try to color grade this a little bit. So we're going to start out with this one first. This isn't a tutorial on how to color grade. I will be coming out with that very soon, but I just kind of want to get a light for how flexible this metadata is. So we're just going to go right here, reset here. So I kind of just want to start off with doing my S curve, like one of the most important things that we want to do. So here we have kind of already the color is coming in. We can see the detail in the clouds didn't really diminish from me doing the S curve. Don't really have to do anything else in this category right here. We're gonna see what happens if I boost up the saturation by maybe 70%. So we can see that it's a little bit brighter. We're gonna focus on this pole and the clouds behind the pole right here. So you can see that looks pretty good. If I wanted to change my temperature, that's not really the dial to do that. Let's see, if I wanted to change maybe the hue of this image, change the gradient, we can do that. Oh, that looks just fine. Yeah, let's take a look at, go to this node right here. Let's try putting some of the LEDs I already have. So let's see, maybe if I already have C70, I have Canon Log 2 LEDs. So what would they look like on something like this? If I put this at 0.5, we can kind of get a very vibrant pole right here. In the background, it looks pretty good. Let's grab this still and we can apply the grade to the other plots. So I want to see how it looks right here. Apply the grade. That's kind of what it looks like. Now with this one, I want to go ahead and try out Dehancer. So if you guys don't know what Dehancer is, it's a really good color grading program. And they very graciously sponsored us for The Poet. So if you haven't seen that video, which was shot on the Canon C70, if you guys want to see that, that would be a great way to start. Put some fill grain. We don't really like that. We'll put bloom on it just to make it look more cinematic. Do we want some halation? Yes, we do. This is on a full frame sensor, so we do want to make sure that everything is looking pretty good. And we can see from the top right here, this guy is looking a little bit overexposed. So we're gonna try to put a little vignette on this. No, there's no vignette. Oh, enable it. And we can see when we do that, You get a pretty good image. And I kind of just want to enhance. Ending shot right here. We can go ahead and grab this still. So it looks like when we apply it here. I kind of see right here that it's looking a little bit not so. I want a little bit of color, so I'll add like go add like 25 on the color boost, and just so we can see that autofocus again one more time. Yeah, I mean, it's looking great, just like that. This is our initial color grade, and just looking at the footage, it doesn't look that hard to work with in DaVinci Resolve. I even put a dehancer component on it, and dehancer is a very like machine heavy program, and even then the colors are looking amazing. And this isn't even the right color profile because dehancer hasn't updated yet to include the color science from the C80. But just looking at the way it looks for the C70, applying to it, it looks great, and I'm sure it'll look even better when they update. But it looks like, yeah, I'm pretty much excited. We're gonna zoom in on this car. Yeah, it looks good. But that's been a look at the Canon C80. Overall, do I think that people should go to it? It really depends on your needs. When we got the Blackmagic 6K Pro, people thought that the 4K was never going to be used again and nobody should really get it. But there's a lot of filmmakers out there that still buy it to this day and still use that over the 6K Pro, even though it is a better camera. For my personal needs, the C70 fits perfectly fine, and I'm kind of saving up for the 17K camera. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Is this the camera that you've been waiting for? Was this a surprise from Canon that you are now going to buy this C80 now? Are you selling your C70 for this? Let me know in the comments below, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited to hear your thoughts about this and just kind of see what everyone thinks of the camera. So that's going to be it for my video, guys. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, be sure to go ahead and give the video a like. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications. And I'll see y'all in the next video. It's Rigo with Grizz Media signing off. Have a great day, guys.